So where do you start if you're starting out? And I think that the point of all this is to show you that there are a lot of ways to skin the cat. By now, your eyes are probably glazing over and you're like, oh my God, I mean, all those different things are probably like a bazillion combinations. How am I ever going to put this puzzle together? Well, that is part of the problem, is that all of the options paralyze the typical business owner, get them to the point where they don't even know where to start, they don't even know where to go, and then they fail because they try something they have no experience in. So what I want to recommend is that you start with response-based marketing. Start with a response-based marketing model or a direct response model. Learn that, develop that, potentially start with targeted online advertising or endorsed relationships. Okay, use one of these high probability models that you can spend a little bit of money and really see whether or not the offer works. Maybe use search marketing or online affiliate marketing, things where you're really able to measure and pay for results. If you can make those work, you can then go on to tackle the bigger beasts that I talked about earlier. If you can't make those work, you will probably have a very hard time making any of the more sophisticated, abstract, and complex models work. So start with response-oriented marketing, direct response marketing. And that's what our focus is going to be for the rest of this program. Another distinction I want to bring up, and it's something that we will talk about during this program, is that marketing, to me, has two faces. One face of marketing is the external face, and the other face of marketing is the internal face. And let me explain what I mean by that. The external face of marketing is lead generation. It's the advertising. It's going out and finding the people that might be interested in your product or service and getting their attention and getting them to look at what it is that you have. That's the external face. The internal face is what you might think of as lead conversion. Once you've got their attention and they're looking at your stuff, then connecting, bonding, communicating the value of your product or service, and converting them to a sale. Now, why is it important to think of these two aspects as separate? By the way, I'll also mention something. In our business, we actually have two separate teams that work on these things. One of them is the kind of lead acquisition team that goes out and figures out how to get the attention of the people and get them to come in. And the other team is the conversion team that figures out what to do from then on. Sell them products, offer them things that will help them achieve the results that they're trying to achieve in the right sequence that will sell the most and get the most value to the customer, and therefore get the most value to us. Now, why is it important to break these in two and separate them, and why do we do that? Because I think it's very important that you avoid the all too common mistake of going into sales mode with someone that hasn't had the chance to get to know you at all, that doesn't know, like, and trust you, and you're already trying to sell them. We own businesses where we teach men and women how to be more successful in the relationship and dating world. This also applies there. One of the things that we advise, as an example, men to do is when you meet a woman that you're interested in, don't say, oh my God, let's go out on a date for 7 hours where we're going to be alone and it's going to be just you and me and we can get to know each other better. Don't sell too much too soon because you will create buying resistance very fast. I'm not saying you don't want to sell, but what I am saying is that when you break these two pieces together, these two faces, it'll make you really good at both of them and you'll understand how to link them together, and I think you'll get much better results. Just before we get into some of the more detailed material, I want to talk to you about testing and optimization. You're going to want to become familiar with those two words, testing and optimization. Expect at least 80% of your advertising and marketing tests to fail, meaning that they don't bring in enough sales to justify continuing. expect at least 80% of your marketing and advertising tests to fail. Why would I say something that sounds very discouraging like that? Because in marketing, we're not trying to win a coin flip. We're drilling for oil. Does that make sense? We can afford to try a lot of test wells because we know that when we find a good one, it's going to be worth a lot to us. So when you find that right combination of your strategy, the right channel, the right marketing piece, the right conversion, the right upsell, the right back end, when you find that right combination and you've got a model that works that you can then start tweaking and optimizing, that's when you've got something that's really, really valuable. That's when you have a marketing system that works. That's when you have a marketing model that works. So what I'd like you to do is take what you're going to learn in this program and use it to test. Use it to make a lot of marketing tests. Keep the things that work. Throw away the things that don't. Don't get too attached to anything. And remember that you're drilling for oil. What is marketing? What is it? Any ideas? Yell it out. What is marketing?
Making the connection between customers.
Making the connection between the customers and what they want? Good. Someone's listening. I like that. What is marketing? No one seems to know what marketing really is. Most people think that marketing is just trying to sell stuff to people or convince people to buy your stuff. And I want to bring it back to this idea that marketing is about the promise of fulfillment of the need that a customer has. And including an action step in there so that the customer can take action and get their need fulfilled at a price that makes sense. Now, what I want to talk to you about here is what I'm going to call the 10 commandments of powerful response marketing. 10 commandments for creating powerful response marketing documents. Quick little side note. A few weeks ago, I did a call where I talked about 11 points. I've reworked them. I've changed a few of them around, and we're going to cover those real quick before we get into the hot seats, okay? So that's what part of this content is. All right, here we go. Number 1, show me I am in the right place immediately by giving me what I'm looking for. Show me that I am in the right place immediately by giving me what I'm looking for. You'll notice that in many of the examples that we've seen already, it's not obvious to me that I'm in the right place. Just at a gut level, there it is. I'm in the right place. Don't show your prospects what you want them to be looking for. Don't show them what you think they're looking for. Show them what they're looking for. And in a lot of cases, you have to ask them to figure that out. Next, know the emotional hot buttons or pain points that are important to me and keep saying them over and over and relating everything to those points and to the outcome that I want. Know my emotional hot buttons and my pain points and relate everything to them and to the result that I'm looking for. It's critical that when you do this, you also line up the beginning of the communication, the middle of the communication, and the end of the communication when you ask the prospect to take action. They have to be lined up. They have to be congruent with each other. Commandment number 3, talk to me in a personal, one-to-one conversational tone and show me that you get me. Talk to me in a personal, one-to-one conversational tone and show me that you get me. How? How do you show me that you get me? By being specific. Getting right to the point and not wasting words. Design everything in a way that's easy and intuitive for me to understand and comprehend. Design everything in a way that's easy and intuitive for me to understand, in a way that naturally evokes confidence and trust at some level. Number 5, leave me better off than I was when I arrived by giving me something I can use to get closer to my desired result now. So leave me better off than I was when I got here. Give me something that helps me get one step closer to the result or the outcome that I want. Number 6, help me to feel that you are trustworthy. Help me to feel that you're trustworthy, that you're authentic, that you're authoritative. By sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, be real with me and help me feel that you are trustworthy. It's an emotion. I want you to help me feel it. Help me feel the emotion of trust. Number 7, help me to get the feeling that I've discovered a wonderful secret personal resource, and now I have a go-to advantage that I can access when I'm in need. Help me get the feeling that I've discovered a wonderful secret personal resource and that I have a go-to advantage, and I can access it whenever I need to. Number 8, tell me your story of how you, your product, your service came to be in a way that resonates with me on a personal, individual level. And in your story, tell me about your passion for your product or service. Tell me about your passion for helping me as a customer. Number 9, tell me exactly what I need to do in order to take the next step to get the result that I want. Tell me exactly what I need to do in order to take the next step to get the result that I want. And further, translate or convert your methods into a currency that I can understand on an intuitive level. Convert it into a currency that I understand. We'll talk more about this stuff later. And finally, number 10, take away my risk, or better yet, turn it around so that you, as the business or the business owner, have more of it than me. Take away all of my risk, or better yet, turn it around so that you have it and not me. Let me show you a couple of examples. I'll show you this one a couple of times because I want you to know that I like to practice what I preach. Who has seen our Altitude free business quiz analysis? Good? Most people? Okay. So take a look at this. Take this free 10-question business quiz to find out how well your business stacks up when it comes to marketing, hiring, growth, and making big profits. Answer these 10 questions, and I'll send you a free 5-page analysis with valuable tips for growing your business. Question number 1, how often do you communicate with your prospects and customers? Question number 2, how would you describe your marketing lead generation systems and conversion process? Number 3, once you have acquired a customer, how many of your own products and services do you offer them, and how long does the relationship realistically last? These questions and this framing, this tone of voice, this offer for a free analysis, this probably resonates with you. In fact, if you're listening to me talk right now, you probably went through this to find me. There's a high probability that you did. You went through this method to get to me. Now, that is a little bit of, self-evidence that it works. Right? You're here listening to me because of this or something like it. What about this, what makes this so interesting, so unique? I mean, doesn't this just seem to be a quiz, something you've seen before, answer some questions, I'll get analysis? Maybe from one perspective it does, but in this particular perspective, it seems to be very powerful.